This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.
Hello and welcome to the Immigrants Way Facebook Live Q&A with Margaret W. Wong, immigration attorney with more than 45 years experience. Her law firm, Margaret W. Wong Associates, has 9 offices across the country in Atlanta, Cleveland, Ohio, Columbus, Chicago, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York City, and Raleigh, North Carolina. Welcome, Ms. Wong.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
We go to questions. What can you tell us about what's going on with immigration today?
The first thing that's very, very exciting is Venezuela. President Biden finally approved the Venezuelan TPS. The last day of President Trump's reign, he announced DED for TPS, but then dropped it because he never came back. So President Biden just 2 days ago, on March 8th, before midnight of March 8th, the beginning of March 9th, announced that all Venezuelans in America since March 9th of 2021 could apply for TPS. That's a lot simpler than DACA because TPS means that it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you only have 1 DUI, not more than 1, and as long as you have less than 2 minor misdemeanors, it doesn't matter how old you are. Versus DACA, you have to be over 16. TPS, as long as you are in America, even if you came as a tourist visa 2 days ahead of time, you could apply for TPS. So as long as you're in America, physically present, not spiritually present, not dying, you could apply for TPS. And the form you want to do is to 821 and also 765.
Excellent, thank you. Let's go to our first question. This person wants to know, my passport is expired and I want to apply for TPS. How can I apply?
You need to apply on a form 821. If you need the work permit also with TPS, which I always recommend, you also do the 765. It's good for 18 months. Attach a Xerox copy of your passport. Attach a Xerox copy of your birth certificate. Attach anything to prove that you already are in America prior to March 9th, which is March 8th. And also, if you came on a Venezuelan passport stamp, use it because there are a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but quite a few Venezuelans who came on a Spanish passport, which the visa waiver stamp. And that may present a little bit of a problem because it depends on your operational status. Are you a real Venezuelan or are you a real Spanish? Or also a lot of Chinese live in Venezuela. So are you Chinese, holding a Chinese passport, which a lot of them do? Or are you really a Venezuelan, holding a Venezuelan passport or a Venezuelan national? But as long as you're a Venezuelan, you could apply.
Very good. If you want to use the services of an immigration attorney, please call 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984. You can ask questions on Facebook Live. If you wish to have send a more private question, you can send it to us at info@imwong.com. or look for the Contact Us page on the website, www.imwong.com. Ms. Wong, this person has this question. My family of 5 and I live in Colombia. We want to travel to the US and apply for asylum. In what state should we move to so that the asylum is processed faster?
See, I don't necessarily think that's a proper question on this forum. Let me explain to you why. And also make sure when you come on I presume you already have a tourist visa. When you come on a tourist visa, if immigration found out, because they have a right now, even if you're an American citizen, that the purpose of your visit is not for a temporary stay and travel, but is to apply for asylum, they may deny entry. So make sure the thinking of even bringing birth certificate, job letters, a government working ID, anything that applies to asylum, don't bring it in the same purse with you or even a luggage, because they do check these cases because they're pretty smart in the airport, because the airport is run by CBP, number one. Number two is the purpose of a tourist visa is really to allow you to stay here for the maximum 6 months. Sometimes they only give you 1 month, sometimes they only give you 2 months. So you could stay here and tour the country, go visit Disneyland and stuff. And also under Biden's reign, because they really want to increase trade in America, instead of like Trump, because Trump wants to close our doors. Biden would like to open it. So we have to be very careful at the airport or however you come in, that you're not supposed to be working illegally, undocumented. You're not supposed to be marrying someone to get a green card. You're not supposed to be looking for a job and applying for H-1B, because the purpose is pure either B1, which is a business tourist visa, or B2, which is a visitor tourist visa, or medical visa to allow to visit your doctor. So we need to be very careful when you ask these kind of questions, because we don't know who's watching, who's listening. You know, it is America. It's the whole homeland security is against terrorism. And each visa gives you a purpose. A visa, a E visa. E visa is a treaty status visa. A visa very much is a government working visa. So all these are types of visa that you have to come to America with to do that specific thing. Just be very careful, okay?
Thank you so much. We have a question on Facebook Live here from Mr. Chavda. The question is, I have a Facebook friend. His son is 3 months old, and he has SMA1 diaphys, and it's $2 million for the treatment. So they started fundraising in India. So the question is, what kind of visa can they get for treatment in the US?
Okay, these are very good questions. Someone is asking very good questions today. There are two types of visa. You can either apply for a medical B visa, because B visa is a B2 medical. They should put on a visa in the American Embassy in India, B2 visa. But be careful, because right now, you know how years ago the children with lips, and they can come on a medical visa to do surgery, and then they can go back. The problem now is a lot of people, they use kids' illnesses as a means to come to America, and they don't leave. So America now is really very much, they're very leery. So there was a time when kids are sick or I'm sick, I just get a medical visa to come to America, be treated. And then if I stay, you're okay with it. But the worst thing now is, in this case, there's a 2.1 million and they're fundraising. What happened if the medical treatment costs more than 2.1 million and you don't have money to pay? So America is worried about that, because they don't want us to use Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, even though President Biden just yesterday announced no more 944, no more public charge. But that's one concern. I would be concerned if I were American Embassy in India, number one. Number two is that two types of visa. The first one is, as I said earlier, is a B2 medical. The second type of visa is what we call humanitarian parole. So if you have an invitation from the doctor and you have enough money, like Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, invite you to come to America, you can also apply for humanitarian parole to come to America and be treated. So these are two types of visa. Humanitarian parole, you apply in the usdos.gov. It goes through a State Department. Tourist visa or medical tourist visa, you need to go through US dos.gov, which is also the US State Department, but humanitarian goes straight. You apply the whole package with all the medicals, the invitation letters, the funding through Washington directly. Tourist visa, you apply with the usdos.gov with filling out the US 160 form and attach the whole package. And the fee is like $120 or something like that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. If you wish to have a consultation with Ms. Wong, you can call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984. You can email us at info@imwong.com or use the contact us page on the website at imwong.com. We have a question on Facebook here. First of all, the lady would like, the person, I'm not sure man or woman, would like to express her appreciation. She did come and applied for asylum, and you had advised her that she could buy a house, and she did. So she's very happy to be a homeowner in the United States while she's waiting for her asylum. It is not, the interview has not occurred yet, but she's looking forward to it. She's wondering if her kids could be eligible for the DREAM Act.
It depends on how old the kid is. So if you're born after June 15th of 1981, if you came to America prior to June 15th of 2007, if you are in America the day of June 15th of 2012, then you probably could apply for the DREAM Act. But in your case, if I feel that you could win, you don't really need it, because if you win the asylum, the kids would win. Also need to look at, does the kid qualify for water court? Since you're already my client, and I do remember you, I probably already looked at this. So at that time, if I didn't mention it, you want to call me later. You know our office number, 216-566-9908. And I'll look at your file immediately. Our file is pretty organized. It's all on our computer. But if I didn't mention it, that means probably they don't qualify. But don't problem, because if I win your case, the kids are protected. And if not, we have our backup plan. That's our job.
Thank you so much. Here's a question. This person turned 21 in February, and her older sister is 26 years old with 2 kids in Honduras. She's wondering, can she sponsor her sister, and how?
That's a very, very good question. Today we have really good questions. The 21-year-old girl definitely could apply for the sisters. That's what we call the family 4. It takes 12 to 15 years. Definitely do that, number 1. Number 2, better, I would go ahead and apply for the parents. If one of the parents at least come, it takes only about 1 year, 2 or 3 months, because Biden just lifted 2 weeks ago on children filing for parents for the green card. Biden just lifted it because Trump was like, it may or may not be, but Trump was really slow, like takes 3 years. Now I expect the time frame to go back to 1 year, 2 or 3 months. So if either your mother or your father came to America, they could sponsor their children who's over 21 and single. It takes only 4 years. So the way to do this, number 1, file the I-130 by you for 2 sisters. I think the fee is about $500-600. File it. File 2 I-130. Then also concurrently file 2 I-130s, one for mom, one for dad. Once the mom and dad come, or mom come, or whoever came, you don't even need to wait for the green card, because the green card would come in the mail in about 2 months to 3 or 4 months. The day the passport is stamped through Miami Airport, Houston Airport, then the second day they can file the I-130 for the 2 children over 21, as long as they remain single. 4 to 5 years later, they will be able to come to America with a green card, which is still faster than your 12 to 14 years. But file it anyway. You always protect their privileges by filing everything available. Because if one day, if you pass away, or your mother pass away, your father pass away, there are other ways to come to America.
Thank you so much. If you wish to make a consultation with Ms. Wong, you may call us at 216-279-3984. That is 216-279-3984. You may email us at info@imwong.com or use the contact us page at www.imwong.com. We have another comment on Facebook, and that is this gentleman has a company that wants to hire him, and he wants to know if you can help him with that process.
Yes, it depends. It depends on what country you're from. If you're from Canada or Mexico, you qualify for TN visa. That's a lot simpler. It may not be simpler, but you don't have to go under the lottery. If you have a degree, at least a bachelor's degree, and the salary is that of prevailing wage or more, then if you're not from Mexico or Canada, you could qualify for H-1B visa. H-1B processing time is starting now. You register the company, that's March 9th. Once your company is registered, you have to put your name into the lottery, and that's very simple. Just put in your name, your date of birth, and then stuff like that. It's only one page. Then by April 1st, if you know you got into the 85,000 number lottery, then you file for the H-1B. So it depends on what, Singapore, you don't need to do that because there's an E3 visa. There's certain countries that have E3 because the people there, they cannot do TN and H-1B, they don't need to wait in line. If you're Canadian or Mexican, you can also do an E2 visa, but that's more a direct investing visa or essential worker for the company who's investing in America. So it depends on what country you're from, who employer you are, then we'll see what we can do for you.
Great, thank you so much. If you have questions about your employment visa possibilities working with Margaret Wong, please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984. Or email us at info@imwong.com. You may also go to our website at imwong.com and fill out the Contact Us web form. Here's a question about a U visa. I filed the U visa in 2017, and I did my fingerprints in January of 2018, but I haven't heard anything further.
The reason why you haven't heard anything further is right now, President Biden has proposed to increase the visa numbers to 30,000. Under Obama and under Trump, it was only anywhere for 10,000. Versus under Trump, they would not approve the 2-year work permit. They would only approve the 4-year work permit, which means that even though the visa is approved, they will not give you the approval because they need to wait for the visa lottery. It's just like H-1B, that's 85,000. But if you only have a bachelor's, that's only 65,000. But under Biden, they expect to go faster. That's why I keep telling our audiences, whoever who listen to us, of course, nobody does, stop coming up from the southern border. Give us at least 9 months to a year. Let's take care of the inside issues. What are some of our inside issues? These are people who have been here for 20, 30 years, who needs work permit, who needs a green card. Their children are already 21, they cannot sponsor them, public charge. So for example, I had a horrible pregnancy. I had to go to emergency. Even though I later on got WIC, I got some Medicare, I still cannot get it. These are all horrible, horrible laws. We need them changed. We need that comprehensive reform. But right now, the more conservative people or more Republican people, and also the media is talking about all the bad stuff, like people coming up, separation of families, and President Biden cannot do this. I mean, no president can do everything, but give us a chance, to change American immigration law. Like, congratulations, your bank account would have more money because the relief bill just passed, like yesterday, for the 1.9 trillion. So save those money, don't spend it, because I don't want later on people like us have to pay so much more tax. Someone have to pay that money, and it's taxpayers like us. You know what I'm saying? So save the money, hold for a rainy day, don't splurge. And that's how we should. No more DUIs, no more criminal record. Don't go out there and get drunk because you have another $1,400 in your bank. And don't come up from the southern border, because northern border is pretty much closed. Canada is closed. But these are all my advices.
Thank you so much. If you wish to have a consultation with Margaret Wong, please call us at 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. We do have offices in Atlanta, Cleveland, Ohio, Columbus, Chicago, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York City, and Raleigh, North Carolina. Here is a question on Facebook. My mother petitioned for me in 2017. How do I check up when the quota opens up? I'm from the UK.
Okay, so I don't know if you're married or if your mother has a green card. So let's assume you're over 21, you're single, never married. Your mom has a green card, and the mom got the green card from her other daughter. So it takes you only 4 to 5 years, you will get the green card. So you can check it under usdos.gov under quota or priority dates. In fact, you can just Google and say, what's England or British priority date for family to be? If your mom have a green card and you're over 21, single. If your mom's a citizen and you're married, you're family 3. So it depends on how old. If you're only 16, your mom has a green card. Oh my gosh, it's quota open. You can get a green card now. All right, so it depends on how old and stuff. If not, just call my office. As any of the people who answer the phones, they'll tell you what priority you are. Just Google. Nowadays, it's so much easier. Years and years ago, we have to wait for the mail, and it doesn't come till like March. Like for April, it doesn't come till March 27th, 28th. And we always eagerly wait for Mr. Oppenheim. He's a long time person on numbers. I mean, he's the king of numbers. So he's still working there in the U.S. Department of State. He controls those numbers.
That's excellent information. Thank you so much. If you wish to consult with Margaret Wong on your immigration matter, please call 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984. You may email us at info@imwong.com or look at our contact us page at imwong.com. We have another Facebook question here. I got my permanent green card in September of 2019. I'm married to a U.S. citizen and have 2 U.S. citizen kids. How soon can I apply for citizenship? Thank you so much.
That's a very, very good question. As long as those kids are from your current husband, and as long as you have been filing joint tax return or even separate married and joint, the word is cohabitating. That means I'm still having a relationship in the same household. So for example, both of you are professors. One lives in Maine because he teaches there. One of you live in Cleveland, Ohio, and she teaches here. You see each other on weekends, but you already have 2 kids. You could apply for citizenship in 3 years, which is 2 years and 9 months and 1 day after you became a green card. But if you have serious problem with your husband, and even though you already have 2 kids, but you are fighting, you're yelling at each other, and you're not living together in the same household anymore, and I would not do the 3 years, I would do the 5 years. What's the reason? The reason is that any time is a marriage green card, even though love is not slavery, marriage definitely is not slavery. It's not fair because, the man gets to enjoy, the woman gets to do all the work. It's not fair, but it is what it is. If it's a 5-year citizen, then they don't necessarily check your marital bliss. If it's a 3-year citizen, they really are tough on that relationship part.
Thank you so much. If you wish to consult with Margaret Wong, please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984. 279-3984. Nirali on Facebook has this question. I have a visitor visa and I overstayed it, and I have 2 kids. Can I apply for 601 waivers application and adjust my status?
That's a very good question. The question is, you probably came legally. I don't know what country you're from. I also don't know how old the kids are. If you have 2 young kids, but your husband is a green card or citizen, the way to do it, first you file the I-130. Since you have no deportation and you came legally, you could actually file adjustment of status, because tourist visa overstay, you can adjust status, and no more 944, no more public charge. It was very good. But if you came undocumented, you have 2 young kids, but your mother is a green card and filed for you 5 years ago, now you can apply for green card. You need to leave the country and come back. That's a 601A case. Right now, I also noticed under Biden, 212 and 601A is approved in about 9 months. It used to be 1.5 years. Under Obama, it could be only 3 or 4 months. And then under Trump, it took at least 1.5 years. Now we expect it to be faster. But before you go, look up. That's what Biden is trying to do, is to do some new law so we don't have to leave and come back. We could get our green card here. But for now, not knowing how those new laws will come out, and also he's under tremendous pressure because of the southern borders with all those kids coming up and stuff. Now the rumor is that it's very difficult to get these laws passed now. So for now, absolutely do the 601A. Absolute.
So it sounds like these people are very knowledgeable about their status, but if you need to speak with an immigration attorney, please call us at 216-279-3984, and Margaret Wong will be very pleased to speak with you. Again, that's 216-279-3984. You may email us at info@imwong.com or fill out the Contact Us page on the website at imwong.com. To all of those who could not ask questions or get them answered on Facebook Live today, please join us next week at the same place, same channel, 12:30 Eastern Time next Thursday. Ms. Wong, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
This pandemic has changed the world. Margaret W. Wong and Associates, with over 40 years experience in U.S. immigration law, keeps working for you in the midst of adversity. Offices are in Cleveland, New York, Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Raleigh, North Carolina, Nashville, Chicago, and Minneapolis. Look after your loved ones and we'll take care of your immigration needs. Please call us at 216-279-3984. That's 216-279-3984.